to catch it. It is again, right. It was on one. On the fishing plant. Yeah, those blue cats get huge. We've caught several decent sized ones. The biggest one being 40 pounds. Little JB caught a 40 pounder. Caught one carp so far, about a 15 pounder. And then one buffalo. And then we just keep getting a bunch of nibbles. It's probably from buffalo, so I'm kind of glad they haven't gotten hooked up. Really just want to catch the carp right now. It took me a long time. Took me a long time to find them. We tried a lot of places, and what's worked for us here is I'm right down river, so the current's coming this way, and right back here there's a co-op type place that loads seed and fertilizer stuff and corn and all that on barges. And so my guess is that stuff gets in this current and comes right down through here. Because where we're at, the channel runs on this bank, basically. It's just right out there. The channel's right out there. It's 20 feet. 20 feet out, it's 20 feet deep. And all that stuff they load down there at that seed feed runs right down through here. So if you can find somewhere like that, that'll help. If you can't find somewhere like that, then it just gets a lot harder. It seems like it's kind of, I would talk to people that, fish a lot, that's out on boats a lot. Like, hey, where have y'all seen, a bunch of carp flopping around or whatever? And we tried places, and it honestly, I think it took a year before we found one spot that would consistently give us carp. And now we have 2 or 3, but we've been doing this for 2 years now. This spot right here is just especially good. You're good. I know I mentioned it, and you didn't know. But yeah, that one, it's tough on me. But yeah, the other thing that I would say is this time of year, especially in the northern areas, I would say they're probably going up into the shallows during the day and sunning. And that's where I was finding them a few weeks ago. But ours, I think, started spawning about 3 weeks ago. And they're just now coming back off the spawn. Like, you'll catch a few when they're spawning, but not a lot. Their mind's on something else. So, but I would say in the northern areas with the colder water, they're probably going up into shallows. Even as much as like 2 or 3 feet of water. See, I don't. And I know that that's a good thing to do. But this spot right here has really never required us to do it. Like, we've always had pretty good luck catching carp here without feeding. But, and I hate to put out a bunch of feed in a place where I know that the current's moving, pretty fast. But some of these backwater places, I think that would work really well for us to go throw out a bunch of bait. Because the current's not moving all the time, moving your bait along or whatever. That would probably really help us. Oh, you're in a state that you can't chum. Yeah. That definitely throws a kink into that. That's one thing I can say in Alabama. I mean, and I think it's probably because our numbers are pretty healthy on most everything. We don't have a butt ton of rules. Like, we can, for the most part, do what we want. Yeah, I'll let you work through that, but yeah, and I think, you know, it could be considered borderline depending on your state and how strict they are about the rules. But technically, like, method feeders is chumming, but most states are okay with method feeders. But it's a form of chumming. But it's definitely not the same as going out with a, you know, 50-pound bag of corn or tiger nuts or seed or whatever and pouring it out there. But yeah, short of throwing dynamite in the water, we can kind of do whatever. We got pretty lenient laws here. Many rods as we want. You can chum. You can use most baits. Like, it's just not a whole lot of rules and regulation. Very few bag limits, and what bag limits we have are very generous. Crazy, we keep getting all these nibbles and tugs, but nothing's hooking up. Even though I feel confident a lot of it's buffalo and I don't really want to catch them, I'm still surprised they hadn't got hooked. Yeah, I kind of wonder if we're still kind of coming off the spawn here. That's why the carp bites are so few and far between. We have sat in this spot for 4 or 5 hours and caught 20 carp before. It's definitely much slower than that right now. That left one just went slack. Probably a buffalo bite. Talk that over. There he goes. It's a little run. Got something on. Probably buffalo again. But hey, we needed a little action. It's been a little while. it is a little carp. He just ain't real big. He's shiny. Like a little goldfish. Or a big goldfish, I guess. Oh, now you're gonna get feisty? Little carp. Yeah, I mean, when you're just fishing, it seems like a big fish. But for carp fishing, this is a small one. But at least it is a carp. Wow, this little method feeder has come all apart. And so it's tangled in pieces. Jen, I'll look at those messages just as soon as I handle this little old fish here. No, like in all seriousness, if this were a bass or something, I'd be like, wow, that's a big one. But for carp, it's kind of on the smaller side. He may go 5 pounds. I'm going to get a better feel in a minute and actually make a guess as his weight. That's a tangled mess right now. Quit flopping around, fish. Let me get this out of here. Yeah, I mean, that's true too. You're in the wrong spot. I need you to move up here. Okay. Now, let me get my forceps for this one. Yeah, we got hook kind of down inside of that bottom root. It's not super deep, but it's a tiny hook. It's hard to. It's hard to grab. Fish. It's unhooked now. So part of the way there. He didn't burn out his energy being caught. He was trying to burn it out now. This is a tangled mess, so set this over here. Gonna have to put a new fake horn on too. Alright, let's see if we can get a. It's tangled. It's dorsal fin in the net. He's just doing everything. This little guy is giving us all the troubles. Alright. I'm going 4.8 pounds. That's my guess. 4.8 after the net. I'm off a little because he's over 3 or over 5 pounds. So I'm off a little bit for sure. Be nice. Little fishy. pretty slimy. He was a pretty little guy though. I got it back. It's right here. About 70. So I was off on that one about a pound. Let's see if I can fix this little tangle over here. Another train coming behind us. Gonna make a little noise for a minute. Trying to tangle up again. Yeah, they are very busy. So what happens a lot of times, and I know some of you that are here a lot already know this, but what will happen a lot of times is you guys see a train cross the bridge over there. Wow, seriously. You'll see the train cross the bridge over there, and it gets back here to this little exchanging station where they add on and take away cars and things of that nature. And so it pulls off the main track into this track. They take off cars and whatnot, and then they back it back out and get back on the track. But yeah, there has been quite a few today. I don't know why today's so busy. So for the most part, with my work, I got one spot that I cross the tracks fairly often. And the good news is if I notice ahead of time, there's a bridge that goes over the tracks. And then there's a road that literally the tracks cross the road. And if I notice ahead of time, I can take the bridge over, and it's still relatively close to the same amount of time, and a heck of a lot faster than sitting there waiting on the train. So that helps me out. So it usually don't give me any trouble, even though we have trains in here a lot. This is a pretty industrial type town, so we have pretty busy roads and railroads and riverways, but for the most part it don't cause me a lot of issues, thankfully, at least to the places I'm going. Alright, we got this rig fixed. Back out there and check this message. over 5 pounds. That puts 4 fish in my bag in a 5-pound bag, or a 5-fish bag. That's 4 out of 5, but I need to replace every one of them with bigger fish. Let's see, that's going to have my bag be about 45, 46 pounds, somewhere in there as it stands. Hey, what's up, Ryan? How are you doing? And I think PJB, when I looked at his, he had about 90 pounds. And he's not even in first place. So I need double the weight that I have to even kind of get close to what I'm thinking is probably second place right now. So we gonna need bigger fish. You guys could start doing some fish dances. Get them in here, that would help. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, maybe a little after 4 o'clock here in the afternoon. What's up, Chopper? How you doing? Already Saturday in Australia. Go in there and get the slack out in just a minute. Let me check these messages. There's some messages. So Jen, yes and yes and yes. Let me see. Well, dang, I can't really use my phone right now. Nice. Jen, do you have like time to run by here? Because I could give cash, but the Apple Cash thing, I would have to use my phone. Gotcha. Well, anyway, appreciate the lurks and hanging out, chatting. Good to see you. Run over here to these messages real quick. Okay. Alright, so little JB has been invited out to do something fun with his friends, so he's going to do that. I don't blame him. I'm going to see if I can throw this bag. Moving around so much before. Now it's kind of moving. Ooh, did a bird poop right here? There's suddenly like a little white something down here. we need the old 20-pounder or better. Throw your hip out. You're doing some stretching, man. Can't be throwing your hip out. But I'd say twitch. Still twitch. Good luck. So there was one of these bounties. I hadn't read it recently, but it was basically a fish has got a bite while you've gone to take a leak, and you might get a chance to eat for that. You may have to run up to the facilities in a minute. Have all of our fish been on the left rod? I think all three have been on the left rod. Might be good to adjust how we're throwing them if they're all on the left rod. Pretty sure. Oh, I know, right? In a minute. Heard it and I saw the aftermath. Didn't see it, so I don't know what it was. Probably a buffalo, if I had to guess. That's where I was to get a fish. Only? What you got? Few? I heard that Loki caught like 5 the other day, which is awesome. and I know at least some of them were striking. So he not only caught fish, but got what he was looking for. Pretty sweet. Now, unfortunately, that was like one of the streams that I didn't see. But I'm going to go ahead and believe that it's real. This one. How you been? Good,